trimmers of 2026. If you guys seen the other video of the best clippers, and we're also going to be doing the best shavers. So over the last couple of years, there has been just a tremendous amount of energy devoted towards cordless tools, cordless clippers, cordless trimmers, and now we're finally at a place where they honestly outperform a lot of the original corded versions. So if you guys are looking for what you think the best possible offerings are with the Black Friday deals that are coming up, we have a ton of stuff on this table. We're going to talk about all of it. Feel free to ask questions, drop it in the chat, and let's go ahead and let's get started. So we have everything ranging from a budget option up to some of the higher end options, and he's already stealing one of them. So with that, with the first pick of the NFL draft here, we're going to go with one of the budget options that is actually really, really good. And you guys can see this actually stays in some pretty heavy rotation. It's got hair all over it, but this is actually the Rebel trimmer. So one of the tools that really built Stylecraft and Gamma was their very first tool, and it was the hitter, right? So the Stylecraft, the Gamma hitter, a lot of people liked them, but one of the problems that we eventually ran into it was we just couldn't get the blade. We just couldn't get the blade to cooperate, and we wound up trying a bunch of different blades, and then finally we found some blades that really worked, and then now we've actually come up with the best blade on the planet, which is actually the X Pro blade. And this X Pro blade comes standard on the new Rebel set, and you can actually get these in a set for around 200 bucks. What up, Neil? Thank you guys for joining. We do appreciate you. I know a lot of you guys were just on for the other live. It comes with USB-C charging, 3 hours of runtime, a super torque rotary motor, and just really all the features. So like, if you are on a budget, this can certainly get you by. I know a lot of the people that are watching these lives might not be barbers, and you might wonder sometimes, oh, should I get a Manscaped clipper? Should I get something like for removing any body hair, manscaping, anything like that? The proper tool to really use is a trimmer if you want to eliminate all of the hair. So if you guys are shaving your arm before a tattoo or any of this other stuff, whatever you guys do with them, I really don't care. I'm just saying these tools that we're talking about today are perfect. They're perfect for people who want to shave their head bald and get down as close as they can without a machine, without an electric shaver. You can get as close as you possibly can. We call this 5 zeros after you're done being shaved with a trimmer. So this is an excellent budget option, but there actually is a better budget option on this list, and this is like the sleeper of sleepers, and this is the Stylecraft Flex. This has actually been around for some time, but when you pair it with this X Pro blade, it is insane because the Flex actually has a higher torque rotary motor. It will remove bulk effortlessly. It will make laser lines. It has a little chunkier of a shape, but it also comes with the stand. It comes with different color lids. You have your battery level indicator, and you get USB charging. So overall, there's a ton of barbers that never put this down since they bought this. And both of these two options are really fun. Like when I'm doing designs, I actually like to have something small in my hands, like opposed to some like large trimmers that might do a good job on lining up, like just basic lineups. But when I'm doing designs, I'm holding it in different ways. I'm approaching it in different angles. And I just want to make sure that I have complete control over it. Thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate you. $15 super chat. And he said, nice long beard. I didn't really like whip it into shape for you guys this morning. I just got here and I'm like, I got to get this thing off the ground today. So appreciate you so much. So let's get into some of the other budget options. Then we're going to go into the more higher end. So Babyliss released their Core FX. These are tiny little clippers. The battery is not removable. They're only chargeable by USB-C. And you get the Graphite 2.0 blade. And to be honest, Chad modified this one, so it really cuts well now. When we first got this, it cuts decent out of the box, but these are super loud. So I'll just pull out my decibel tester real quick, and I'll show you. These have not been in the shop long. They've not been used long, but we'll just go ahead and we'll see what we're getting on the decibel tester right now. .78 decibels is what we're getting here. And like I said, guys, these have really not been in the shop all that long. We have other trimmers that have been in here forever that don't even touch that noise level. But for a budget option that's really small, really compact, and you're getting the Babyliss blade, it might be the right call for some of you guys that are out there. I think we got to be a little realistic here because I believe this is in the 140 range. You guys are going to have to check that out. And with the Black Friday deals that are coming out at Fort Worth Barber Supply, you guys can use the code Eddie10. There's going to be some killer deals going on if you're buying anything outside of Stylecraft and Gamma. If you're buying Stylecraft and Gamma, you guys can use the code Eddie, save 10%. Plus, there's going to be some really cool Black Friday deals going on as well. So that's the core. That's the low pro. I'm sorry, guys. That's the low pro FX, and this is actually their core FX set. And the trimmer that comes in here, very similar. I didn't really love the performance of it. So just because you're getting a babeless tool, if you're getting the lower end stuff, it doesn't really necessarily perform great. But if you want a great performing babeless trimmer, like one of their best, I actually think it's the Tomb 45 one. And this one here is the backwards trimmer. So if you guys could see, it's facing this way, right? But the on off button is here. So it's kind of developed to be a liner. It's pretty ergonomic. The bottom is really rubber. It feels pretty good in the hands. And these things have 2 different speeds, I believe. It's been a little while since I did that. But I don't see myself ever using the 2 different speeds. And it has a cool battery life indicator, which it is getting kind of low. So the other thing here is this is a MIM blade. So this blade is actually quite good. And if you guys like the wall, which we'll talk about here in a minute, if you guys like the wall high-vis blade, these blades really remind me of each other. So when it comes to performance and when it comes to babeless, removable drop top lid, I think this is probably their best trimmer right now. So if you're going with that, this is the one that I would pick. It seems like they are starting to kind of make more lower cost options. That's been their goal with babeless. I don't really see them going out there trying to make like the most high-end stuff at the moment. But you dropped the whole clipper. But anyway, so let's move on to the next one up the list. We actually got one more, we got one more budget tool, and this is super budget, guys. These are the Andis Envies, and they're actually pretty quiet. They're completely metal. They do have removable housing that kind of sucks a little bit to put back on. If you guys seen the original review of these, me and Edward at Fort Worth Barber Supply, we were kind of scratching our head as to why this wouldn't go back together. So I wouldn't recommend taking this apart. They can be zero gapped, but it's a nightmare to do so, and I would not recommend you doing that. However, if you're looking for a good bulk removing trimmer, like something that's just gonna take the abuse, you're gonna remove bulk, you wanna maybe do some manscaping, whatever, like this is a pretty low cost item. I think these are around $99, maybe $100. And I don't think a lot of people really love this trimmer, like per se in the shop. Like you're not gonna be wanting to cut with this all day, every day. But for something that just removes bulk and leaves the hair, you know, a little bit longer so it's an easy line to remove, this is a good tool for that. Now, the next and last one, as we move up the list of expensive, this is actually kind of right there in the middle, and this is the boosted trimmer from Gamma. And what I like about this is it has like that classic lever on-off switch on the side. Some of you guys are gonna like that, some of you guys aren't. I like how it has this flat body. It's very similar in performance to the Flex trimmer, which I really like. And you know, overall, USB-C charging, you get the stand, you get some changing lids, and it has the X Pro blade on it, which is the most important part of really anything. So when we really think about how trimmers have advanced and all the different body styles that are out there, charging options, we got stands, we got battery life, we got run times and stuff like this that are starting to get better. The reality is the most important part of any trimmer is really the blade. There's a variety of different motors and battery setups that will kind of maybe change how it works. But if the blade is no good, the entire thing is just no good. So somebody asked about the Metal Instincts. So let's talk about them. So here we have the Metal Instincts from Stylecraft, and the Instincts have a very interesting thing. This one is one of the older, more powerful, I shouldn't call it that old because it's really not been out that long, but this is one of the more refined versions of the Vector motor. It will speed up when it senses resistance, so I can't stop it. And it has the X Pro blade on here, and we have used this a ton. So for me, this is the one that I would pick up and use when I'm setting in my skin line. I'm removing a lot of bulk. You can actually do like some trimmer over comb with this and take a lot of this stuff out. And it comes with the white lids. You got a couple different lid options all metal, very premium feeling, USB charging, micro USB, and then you have your stand. You can plug it in direct. I actually don't use stands ever. I like to put everything in my drawer, so I don't use stands. But if you guys double tap the middle of the screen, if you guys are enjoying all the information that we're dropping here, hopefully it's helping you guys make a good decision with the Black Friday deals that are going out. And that's why I decided to go live and knock out these videos for you. So definitely very high up on my list towards my favorite trimmer, but it is not my personal favorite trimmer, but I use it a ton. The one that I would honestly use, and I have been using the most, would be the Exceed. So this is very similar to that. It actually has a metal back housing, plastic front housing, and what's cool about this is it has the drop top removable lid. It's very easy to clean, but this one is tuned down, so it starts a little bit lower on the RPM range of the Vector motor. So this one will speed up when it senses resistance, but it starts at a lower baseline. So when you don't need that power, this one will preserve battery life more. It'll stop from getting, it won't get as loud, and it won't vibrate as much. So this is kind of like the way I see it is, if I'm going with a Vector motor right now, I love this trimmer, and I use this one every single day. It's going to be used a ton today. We are literally doing this the day before Thanksgiving. This is one of the most busy days for barbers of the year. And I don't know, guys, somebody's saying my stream is lagging, but if you guys want to just drop a comment, let me know if it's just him or if it's actually lagging, if it's me. So this here is the Exceed, and we're making it happen. So let's talk about the Wahl High-Vis. This is a trimmer I kind of had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with. I love the body style. It seems like every way that you might hold it, it was thought of. It's very ergonomic in pretty much every way that you would think to put this in your hand. When I first got this blade, I really didn't understand that it was more of a liner and less of a bulk removing tool. So if you're looking for something to make sharp lines and you're going to be doing designs and everything like this, this is a pretty good machine for that. But if you're looking for a machine that is going to remove bulk as well as make lines, this is not your machine. We did modify this particular blade, so it's really cutting good. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't say this is a great utilitarian option, but if you're making lines and you're looking for something sharp, this will certainly do the job. USB-C charging, it comes with a stand, and it's got, you know, pretty good runtime, digital brushless motor. And I actually think, I can't say this for sure, but I actually think this motor and the Wahl Vapor motor are about the same, because you can hear it kind of, it starts like, and then it rises up. But the downside of this, it's definitely kind of large. There's a lot of stuff out here that's much smaller, much more compact. And even Andis is making something more compact than that. And we could see the trend in the industry is going towards more compact things. Clippers used to be much bigger, they got smaller. Everything used to be much bigger, and it got smaller and more powerful. So that's kind of the trend of the industry. And now let's talk about one of the newer options from Andis. And this is their XO, I don't know if it's the 2, I think it's their XO 2. But this one here is kind of interesting. It vibrates a lot in the hand. The plastic feels like a little cheap and slippery in the hand. Like this, if I wear gloves, it's not so bad. But it's quite chunky. It's quite large. Like, I would much rather have something smaller in my hand personally. But if you are a fan of the Andis trimmers and you guys have been using the Andis trimmers and you like this shape, you know what you get out of this. The performance on this has been fine. It's been pretty good. XO2, thank you. Appreciate you, Dizzy. I know you like this trimmer, and it does a pretty passable job in pretty much every situation. So outside of the ergonomics, you're getting the Andis blades, which are they've always been solid. They've always been good. You get a little lower runtime with Andis, a little less stuff in the box. But if you can find this for a good price at Fort Worth Barber Supply, this might be your trimmer. Okay, guys, we're getting on to my favorite trimmers on the list. And the 2 favorite trimmers on the list. This is the Cyborg from Gamma, and this one also has the X Pro blade on it. This thing just works so good. It's so smooth. USB-C charging, all metal housing, and Kenny can't put it down, so I'm going to give it back to him. You stealing my rain? See how you are. And the next one on the list here is going to be the Stylecraft Sabre. So Very rare in this business do you get like legacy units, which means that like when I walk into any one of the shops pretty much in the country, I'm going to find one of these trimmers there. These trimmers exploded onto the scene a couple of years ago. There's a reason for that. They're really good. They do their job, and you can use them for years and they never get loud. I actually got one sitting over here that Sonny's been beating on forever. They don't ever get loud. They don't ever really change how they perform. The blade seems to stay sharp for like ever. This has not been oiled or taken care of because it's Sonny's, and he has the smaller classic blade on here. But they come with the X Pro wide blade. All of the blades from Stylecraft and Gamma are interchangeable, so if you prefer it to be a little wider or a little smaller for doing designs, you guys can make that happen. So the only other thing I got to say about this, digital brushless, a lot of runtime, very smooth, very fun, and most of you guys, if you're in this business, you've probably seen this in a shop, but the last one on the list you probably have not seen in that many shops because they're not really released 100% yet, but they're coming out now, and I think they're going to be shipping soon. But these are the Stylecraft Reigns, and the difference, just so you guys can see, because I think when you see them together it makes a little more sense. They're a little smaller, a little more compact, and honestly a little more ergonomic. They have different spots on the body where you can hold it and feel comfortable. And if I'm doing designs, I used to always put my Saber down for doing designs, and I always picked up like a Rebel or something smaller because I just felt like I had more control over the smaller shape. So if I'm trying to kind of draw lines and do things that are a little bit outside of the normal, I would normally have gravitated towards that Rebel. And now I could see that the Reign can pretty much do all of that. It can remove bulk well, it can make lines well. USB-C charging, you can plug it in direct. It does not come with a stand. It's actually a lower cost than the Saber, and you guys can check them out in the links in the description. And honestly, if I'm picking a #1 trimmer, and this is for me personally, it's very hard to pick between these two, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say that the Reign edges it out. Joe, I'll be right with you, buddy. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that the Reign, for me, edges it out just because of the shape, but I still use these an awful lot. This one I keep super, super tight, zero gapped all the way. This one I have set back, and you guys see that I use this stuff an awful lot. These are my personal favorites. Everything that is on this list is good and usable in the barbershop, and a lot of people use it and have a lot of success with it. I'm just sharing with you guys my personal favorites, and based on everything that I've seen in this industry, everything that I've been able to help and be a part of in this industry. I've helped design a lot of the Stylecraft and Gamma clippers, so of course I'm going to say they're good, but they are good because of that. Because of that reason that they're designed by barbers and for barbers, and they're a company that listens. So with that being said, we will be back at it with the best shaver of 2026, and we're also going to include some single foil shavers, and we might even have to talk a little bit about some detachables, because I am still of the old school. I still use detachables quite a bit in the shop. This one's actually been sitting in my attic for 2 years, and I pulled it out and it still ran fine, and I used it all day yesterday. So it's a pretty awesome thing to pick up a detachable and just be able to run through the hair. So smash that like button, touch the middle of the screen, just double tap the middle of the screen. You guys are enjoying the information you get, and I hope that you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys find some good deals on Black Friday and everything works out well for you guys. So with that being said, this is the YouTube Barber Academy with over 1,000 videos to help you learn. A lot of distractions in the room. We're cutting hair on probably the most busy day of the year for most barbershops. So if you guys double tap the middle of the screen on your way out, that would be much appreciated. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I'll be back at you guys with the best shaver of